Hi, everyone! Emma is here because Dawn thought my sitting position was cute, so that's why they chose me to be today's narrator. They also told me that in this episode, a star was flopping, and Dawn thought I was a flop too, so I guess the choice made some sense. I know the season aired a long time ago, and it was a long time since the last one, so this will probably be the last review episode. Sorry, guys. Just like the other episodes, I have watched the whole season, but I will react according to the notes that I took when I first watched the season. Also, for the thumbnail, I will try to include eliminated characters in them just to avoid spoilers. I mean, it would be boring if I had the same people in the thumbnail the whole time during the end of the season. So let's jump right into it. First up, we have some interaction clips before the challenge. I always love these small interactions just so we can learn about the characters a little bit more, but I think they kind of messed up these ones. And the first one is with Nichelle, Wayne, Raj, and Emma talking about Nichelle's career, kinda like a real introduction to her. Since Nichelle, Raj, and Wayne didn't get an introduction in episode 1, this segment should have been in episode 2 instead of 3. Because when I saw this segment, I knew exactly who was going home in this episode, because why does someone need an introduction in the 3rd episode? That is just a bad sign. I also want to say that Nichelle had already got some decent screen time in the first 2 episodes, being actively a part of the 2 challenges, so it's not like we don't know who she is. I do want to say it's quite interesting how everyone got starstruck at Nichelle at first, but then really didn't care about her being famous in the 2nd episode, and now everyone is her fan again. So I think this would be better in episode 2, but we know why it's here. However, I do like this snippet, and I found it cool seeing Nichelle in action, or is it even Nichelle? Also, Spud and Rock cameo.
Yeah, people say I'm great at everything.
And that line is foreshadowing for sure. Then we have Priya, who is aggressively training. She and Millie have their second cute introduction, where Priya tells her that her parents' dream is for her to win Total Drama and then do the reality TV shenanigans, which Millie think is weird. I do agree with Millie that Priya's parents are a little bit weird, but I also understand Priya wanting to please her parents. Me and Priya are kinda in the same boat. Then we have the guys from the Trouts minus Fart Guy hanging out with Z, telling them how he lost his leg from a bungee jump. But of course, this is fake because Z just tells them random stories just to see their reactions, and I think that's pretty fun. Also, Damien is here complaining about safety. And yeah, we get it, Damien. Life is sometimes dangerous. Then Bowie and Raj interact again. Raj is about to tell a story about how he ate some teeth, but instead, he accidentally tosses some gooey, creamy stuff on Bowie and then rubs him. This doesn't work. So now he is using his fingers on Bowie and also doesn't seem to work. I wonder what will work on Bowie because clearly he doesn't like rubbing and fingering. Wayne comes and is ready to eat all of the gooey, creamy stuff, but Bowie has had enough and leaves. Then we have the challenge. It's an obstacle course, but of course there is a twist. One person in each team will be locked into these tubes, and to unlock them, they will need a 6-number code. To get these numbers, the teams must complete the obstacle course. Only one person can go at a time from each team. By a random pick, Julia and Damien got chosen to get into those tubes, which will slowly fill with water. So the teams must be quick, otherwise their teammate will drown. First, they have to pick the order of them running. At the frogs, we have our girl MK not wanting to cooperate, because she doesn't want to go down on her knees. I mean, I would go down on my knees for Wayne in no time. Because he is a good leader, so of course we have to listen to him. But this takes too long, so Emma takes charge and decides the order by herself. And she saves Nichelle for last because she is a super duper mega action movie star and will crush this challenge with little to no effort, right? You won't let them down, right, Nichelle? You won't do that, right? Then our fart guy is sexist and basically tells them that boys are strong, so they go first, and the girls are slow, so they go last. This is where Priya starts to hate Ripper, and we stan, and then Scary Girl tries to eat his hand off and go for it, girl. If I had a nickel every time someone tried to bite off a body part of Ripper, I would have 2, which is still weird. At least we know Ripper is good and won't struggle at all. Oops, my bad. Okay, so it's time to start. First up, we have Ripper versus Raj, and it hasn't even been 5 seconds, and Ripper is already farting his pants off. Like, come on, dude. Then at the rope climbing, there are also bears in there that Chris definitely didn't forget to tell them about on purpose. Ripper is flopping so hard, but somehow he isn't that far behind, which is weird. Raj gets the first number and puts the frogs of death in the lead. We thought we had seen the last of it, but no. Ripper's butt is here again. Next up is MK, and she goes not too slow but not too fast either because she is trying to fly under the radar. Then we have Chase trying to impress Emma, which ends up with him getting punched and MK passing him, putting the Trouts one person behind. Why are my two least favorites the ones ruining it? Like, can they stop flopping? Chase finally does it, but of course, Emma has to land on him to show who is the one dominating. Also, every time the frogs get a number, Julia gives them a nice compliment. She also says she is getting tips from the Dalai Lama, which is probably a reference to Dalai Lama. And if you don't know who that is, go outside. Looks who is sliding, it's Bowie. Just like how he will slide into Raj's DMs later. Raj accidentally says that he thinks Bowie is looking great. I wonder where this will go. Then we have old man Chase finally getting the second number for the Trouts, like the frogs are already on their fourth person. As much as I wanted the Trouts to lose this challenge because either Ripper or Chase probably would have gone home, there is a star out there who will fall soon. Damien also wants to leave, and we should just let him go so this could be our double elimination episode, just to get a different elimination order. Then our hockey jocks are banging on each other's heads, and then Raj sprays some liquid on Wayne's face. The liquid is water this time, I hope. Wayne is up, and he's crushing this challenge, and nothing can stop him, like literally. Then Priya is cheering Millie on and says she should try more. Millie says she is already trying her best. Priya straight up told her that she sucks, but in a nice way, of course. But go Millie, we love you on this channel. Wayne is already back, and it's time for the last person of the frogs, and it is no one other than our super duper mega action movie star, Nichelle LaDonna. She is ready to crush this challenge. The problem is that she won't move until someone says action, and right at the beginning, she is already struggling. I said before that Ripper, Chase, and Millie were struggling too, but Nichelle can't even climb 3 steps on the wall. At this moment, I knew it was over for our star. But we have to stay optimistic. Who knows, maybe she will learn to fly or something. Also, I just want to say that this cast is supposed to be like 16 to 18 years old. But Nichelle always felt like she was older than the others by a lot. Or is that just me? Millie is finally back, and it's Nichelle versus Priya and Scary Girl. So in retrospect, Nichelle should win since it's a 1 versus 2, but since Nichelle sucks, it's basically a 10 versus 2. But as I said, we gotta stay optimistic. Priya is basically crushing the challenge, of course, since she is good at everything. Ripper also admits that she is doing well, so I will give Ripper 1+ point for this one. Keep in mind he already has like 20 minus points already, but this is a step in the right direction. Emma and Bowie still think they have it in the bag because they are still in the lead. Julia then manifests her warrior goddess energy to her, or whatever that means. And it somehow works because Nichelle finally got the number, but of course, it had to blow away. Now this got weird because 1 second ago she was like hyped up, and after one nice comment and encouragement she got like depressed or something and decided to talk about all her flaws. She then reveals her most shocking fact about her, which is that she doesn't do any of her own stunts. Scary Girl doesn't care because she is up here jumping and beating the crap out of this bear, which I don't think was necessary. Because to be fair, the bear has only been doing good things today, like hurting Ripper and Chase. I would give it a snack, not a knockout. Nichelle goes on this rant about how she sucks and can't do anything, and everything is done by a stuntman named Jerry, and I know this is supposed to be a sad moment, but I bust out laughing when she says Jerry. Apparently everyone on social media hates Jerry, but I'm the opposite. I don't know who Jerry is or what he looks like, but I already love him. He sure sounds better than Nichelle already. I hope he comes back next season and is just a big old man with a Nichelle wig on who swaps with her when doing challenges. As Emma says, this could happen later. Like, go and finish the challenge. Feel like you disappointed the team and then let everything out so your team can support you and you get some good encouragement for the next challenge. But no, you go and sit down there being sad about being famous and all that when Scary Girl is passing you. I know I should feel sad and empathy for Nichelle, but this just got me mad. And I rooted for her to go home, like for real. I don't even want Nichelle on season 2. I want Jerry. All Emma had to say was, "You are Nichelle LaDonna," and suddenly, she got up from her butt and started to move, like, just go home. At this point, the number she had should have flown away to another country, but nope. It's like just hanging in there 5 feet away from her, like that is not how wind or gravity or whatever it works. But she is finally running to the finish line, and it is a close race between her and Scary Girl, of course. She hits something on her way back and loses, but this was not it. I think a funnier ending would be that since she got the number 9, she passes Scary Girl, but instead, she presses 6 because they look the same upside down. And when she presses 6, she thinks she has done it and does a cute Emma dance, but by the time she realized she got the wrong number, Damien is already out. I was also 100% convinced that Scary Girl would just let him drown in there, but we can't always get what we want. Well, the Frogs of Death's lost and are on their way to the elimination ceremony. And here is the reason why everyone is on the chopping block. Nichelle, because she flopped so badly and lied about being a super-duper mega action movie star. Instead, she is a super-duper mega flop action fraud who disappointed me and everyone else who was rooting for you. Julia for manifesting her inner warrior goddess energy to Nichelle, because it clearly didn't work, and I would have the same reaction as Julia, the girl was just trying to help. And lastly, we have MK because she wasn't a supportive team member. Instead of encouraging, she derailed Nichelle. And that could actually send her home if this was like reality, but since it is a cartoon and it was obvious from the get-go who was going home, Nichelle has been eliminated. She uses the confessional for the last time and blames Jerry. No, Nichelle, this was all you. Keep Jerry out of this. Jerry is the real star, not you. I do not support Jerry slander here or in the comments. I will heart all comments who support Jerry. Also, remember when I said Nichelle would like maybe fly? Yeah, this was not how I meant, but you go, girl. So Nichelle is now the third eliminated contestant. Does she deserve it? Yes. So overall for the episode, I did not like it. I'm sorry. This episode just disappointed me, especially the Nichelle situation. It also had like no character development. We got Nichelle and her derailment and then bits and pieces of Bowie and Raj, and I think that's it. The challenge was also boring. It's just an obstacle course, and every member had to do it, and it got repetitive very quickly, so I would rate this episode a 3 out of 10. I know, very harsh. I mean, who even wrote this episode? Let's see. Okay, it was Sam Ruano, and I can see why he didn't write any more episodes. Oops, I just spilled some tea. As for Nichelle, I kind of expected her to go home early because of the trailers. We all expected it to be episode 2, and she somehow made it to episode 3, which I kind of predicted in this video, but for a different reason. But overall, this is not my Nichelle. This is now what I wanted her to be. I did like her in episodes 1 and 2 because she felt very active in the challenges, and she felt out of her team. She was the most normal despite her being a celebrity. I don't know what happened in this episode, but I put all that blame on Sam Ruano. Like many, I expected her to be a villain because of the fan art I saw. And even when she arrived on the island, she had that cold doesn't care about celebrity feelings. But that vanished, so overall Nichelle is now one of my most disliked from this season. Sorry. I know many want her to do better next season to get her redemption, but I know this will sound shocking, but I hope she gets out early again. My idea is that she comes back, wants to prove to everyone she is back in the game and is now a comp beast. And after the first challenge, it's time to prove herself. But in the end, she flops and didn't become better at all and gets the boot again. Or she and Jerry do like a switcheroo during the challenges, but in the end, get caught. I mean, wouldn't it be funny to see an old man standing around teenagers? Okay, that sounded creepy, but you know what I mean. I think MK could use this as blackmail against Nichelle, and she would be forced to work with MK. And as MK gets eliminated, she tells about Nichelle and Jerry, so it turns into a double/triple elimination. Okay, this video is getting long, and hopefully I can get my monetization back tomorrow. Bye, poopies! Can't wait for r/total drama on Discord to treat me like Sam Ruano did to Nichelle.